So it's important to use this opportunity to shed the excess baggage. Physical baggage also transfers as energy into emotional baggage. It also clutters your mind apart from your house. So always a good opportunity to uh, cleanse your wardrobe once in a while. It's clothes, electronics, books, uh, gift articles, showpieces, so much of stuff which you can, cutlery, crockery. There's plenty of stuff to kind of cleanse. So make this use before the Diwali, make use of this opportunity. And once we are uh, sufficiently clean in that aspect, then it becomes easier for us to focus on our immediate antakaran, the body, mind, and intellect, and cleanse those energies uh, and use it for a higher purpose, and be ready to invite more abundance and wealth. Unless you make space, new things will not come, right? If you're already full, nothing that you receive will be able to absorb within you, whether it's your house or your own body, mind, or intellect. So it's important to let the energy keep flowing, and that's why it's so important that when you are doing good, you must do good while doing well in life. All right, and this concept of poverty consciousness is a very powerful concept in our culture, where we've always been told to live meager and live within our means and save continuously. Of course, it's a good thing to save, but it's also important to learn to be more charitable. There are these specific companies which actually put it on their. There is this what balsamic vinaigrette sauce, right? That salad dressing, which puts says that after all the taxes, all the profits are donated for charity or educational purpose. So when you see a thing like that on the label of a product, you are more comfortable and happy about buying that. Okay, so your money is being put to good use, right? So it's very important that we uh, we are charitable at all times, and when we are building that energy, it becomes easier for us to give, and when we give, then the space is made so that we can receive uh, higher things, finer things, more valuable things, which again we can give and continue this process of continuously moving to higher valuations. All right. So I remember the story. One of the celebrities was signing his book. He was the author, celebrity author. He was signing his book, and an old man, around middle-aged man, he came and said, uh, you are, it's easy for you to say to be charitable because you are earning so much, but that's not easy for people like us. It can be a huge burden. So before this man could reply, a 10-year-old boy standing next to him said, uh, uh, "Sir, do you want to know how I do it?" So the author looked up to the boy and said, "Yeah, sure, sure. We love to hear what you do." So he said that moment he used to sell lemonade, all right, and he used to have a small lemonade uh, bottle, and he used to sell lemonade on the street. And after he sells about 60 glasses, he used to give uh, one pitcher of the one pitcher of lemonade to the retirement home, which was very next, old age home, very next to his place where he used to sell lemonade. All right. So he said that. So when we heard that, the old man also couldn't answer back. So it's not about your capacity; it's about your thought. It's about uh, your conditioning, which is so strong. I remember I used to be. I never gave anything till I was uh, what around 40. I didn't give any charity, only which was by default. When there was any earthquake, automatically from the pay, some money used to get cut, so that used to happen on auto. But as a process, I was not into this charity business at all. I was very stingy. I was very poverty conscious. I always thought that I have to work too much. I can never become very rich, and I have to keep saving money. Um I used to live a very disciplined and uh, very limited mindset in that sense. And it's probably upbringing, probably the way we were brought up. Middle class, typical middle class setup, working hard, and you have to do so much, and so it kind of becomes ingrained into your system. But then when I became independent, and I when I started doing, in fact, it was after pranic healing that I actually started to charity, because Master says 10% of whatever you earn you must give in charity. And I said, let me try this. How does this work? And that's when I first went to a old age home in one of my birthdays. That was in Goa itself, and I was a little shy and little unsure to how to go, and so I bought some adult diapers, I bought some biscuits and all that stuff. I took a fellow pranic healer with me. I said, why don't you just come with me, for moral support and help me, and we'll go and distribute this in the old age home. And it was such an amazing and humbling experience. And then I realized that, my God, I'm so lucky, and I'm so blessed. And despite of all this blessing, I have no clue of what the blessing is all about. And I continue to be so stingy, and as if God knows where I'm going to take all this, whatever little money I have with me. And it was such a pleasure to give them see their happy faces. Their relatives had left them on the street or maybe in the railway station, whatever, and they wanted somebody to speak to them. So I had just thought of just giving it, and just saying hello and all, and just walk back. But I spent more than 2 hours there, and just listening to what all they had to say. And it was extremely humbling and a traumatic experience, if you ask me, for the first time. That's when I could feel pain right in front of me. I could feel the energy of pain in front of me, the energy of sorrow and the energy of loneliness. So it's very important to. And then I went to the ashram when we had a class, and we had some sessions in the ashram, and there we had this discussion on tithing. And I was shocked to hear that there were three, four, five people who actually said that moment I started giving money, I started getting money. I was in debt. I started giving money. Uh, the debt got cleared. Somebody had taken money from me. I was not returning the money. I started donating money, and then one fine day that fellow came and gave the money back with interest. And that's when I started. So I said, this thing like really works like magic. Let me start it. So I regularly started doing donations. I used to write post-dated checks before, and I used to give those post-dated checks to the charity. Uh, Earlier, I used to do it for individual cancer children and all that. Now I do it to the foundation, and also to my Siva group and other places wherever I feel is required. And of course, now I made it to an EFT so that it automatically goes, so there is no slippage on my part. And I haven't felt more abundant since then. I don't uh, argue with the cab driver. I don't have to fight with the fruit wala. Okay, I always say, okay, yeah, theek daam lagao. That is a conditioning which continues, right? But otherwise, there is no uh, intent has changed. The energy has changed. How you interact with them. Otherwise, you always think that they are trying to fleece you. When you're in that state of being fleeced, then you will get fleeced, because that's the energy that you're carrying with you. So very important to realize that you are abundant. I remember 5 years back, somebody had asked for a loan from me, not a major amount, some 10-15 thousand or something, and I was very wary of giving loans and all. I don't know, yaar. I said, kya hoga? but I gave it, and it never came back. But then what I did was I blessed that person, and I blessed that, hope this money helps you to get what you want. And it was for me as a charity that I did. And I said, God, thank you for the opportunity to help somebody. Somebody needed that money. It was not a big amount. I don't have to get. But it could have easily made my life miserable. It could have easily allowed me to judge that person, create karma for myself in the negative way, and spoil the relationship with that person. I'm still in touch with the person, and I'm absolutely fine with whatever that happened. I don't even remember that incident. It hardly matters to me anymore. So this kind of liberation and freedom, where things don't affect you, is a fantastic gift that I could get once I started doing this donations. It's amazing, and when I see these small vendors, I mean, they will give you the exact change back. And then you feel ashamed. यार ये हम लोग 15-20 रुपए के लिए we haggle, and these guys, even for 2 rupees, they don't think twice before giving it back to you. So it's really, we have a long way to go in that aspect, and there's another story, right? Like this very rich man, he was like, he wanted to be happy, and he said, by being rich I'll be the happiest person. So he makes a lot of money, and then finally he realizes that I'm not happy with all this money. So he decides to go to a monk. He says, what do I take all this money? I don't want all this. You make me happy. So the monk looks at this man, smiles, and then suddenly picks up that bundle of all gold and money, and starts running. So this guy is shocked. The rich guy is thinking, "Arey, this guy was supposed to be a saint, and he's taking all my money and running." So this guy starts running behind him, and then there's a wild goose chase that happens, and finally he comes back and sits back on the same tree and keeps that bundle there and just sits in meditation. And then this guy comes running, totally exhausted, and he comes and sits there and he says, "What's wrong with you? Why do you run away with my money?" So he says, "See, you are still stuck with your money. So when your attachment is so strong, how can you get happiness? So you're only physically intending to keep the money, but in your mind, you're still attached. You haven't changed your energies yet. Till you change your energies, happiness cannot come to you." So so that's the kind of story which really kind of puts you in a space where you can really introspect on these points, and realize that intention behind what you're doing is very important. So don't be penny wise, pound foolish. Think that you are abundant. Think that you can help anybody under the sun. Send that energy to the world. Then you will always be replenished. You will always be abundant. I'm not saying to be gullible and give to anybody who comes. I'm not saying that way. Use your discernment, use your intelligence, but try to develop the energy of giving. Moment you have to shell out money, don't think, अरे ये ठीक है इसके लिए, value ठीक है, ज़्यादा तो नहीं है, discount नहीं होना चाहिए इसके ऊपर. When you get into that mode, it becomes a habit, it becomes a pattern. So the idea is to change that pattern. The only way you can change that pattern is to take action. And start the entitlement by start giving. Find opportunities where you can help others by charity or by time or by service or by energy. Unless you start doing that, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to change. You will continue to be in that poverty consciousness stage. So make sure that you use this opportunity. New month, Diwali month starting, new year. Decide where are you going to donate every month. See what's your total income in a year, 10% of that. See your finances. If you can't give 10%, give 5%. If you can give more than 10%, by all means, the more you give, the more will come to you. The maths is very clear. And more will come to you is not 1x, it will come 10x. Alright. And Master says that. Master once said the person, you give me money, and within 6 months, if you don't get back 10x, I will give your money back. He had actually given this thing to one person like that, who was going through a tough time and he was not able to generate enough income for his family. So he said, you start donating. And of course, rest is history. But it's that importance for your karmic entitlement to be in place. So think about it. And when you're doing good, when you're giving charity, the people who are buying it also feels good. Their money is going into good use. You as a person also feel that you're contributing to some other people apart from making money for yourself and your family, right? And the people who are getting the money, they're also benefited. So it's a win-win situation for all. All right, win-win-win. I don't know why there are only two wins in life. Okay, transactions are never between two people or two energies. It's universal. So even in a corporate sector, there's all win-win situation. Who are the winners? The customers and the owners. What about the employees? They are the real ones who are making the others win, right? So it has to be a win-win-win situation, not a win-win situation. All right. So if I am going to win, the customer is going to win, and a third party is also going to win. So keep that in your mindset and see how you can create a pattern, create a strategy for your income. Make sure it goes to the right places. Obviously, there are various levels of how you should distribute your income. Starts with your own family first, your parents, then maybe an organization which from where you receive any kind of support, emotional, physical, mental, psychological, social. Then if you are a part of a spiritual organization, to that. Then if you are any other particular cause that you are identified with, for that, and then also your relatives. All right. So that's with the tithing part of it, cleansing part of it. I hope this was interesting and you will take action. And I think we have that link in our group, right? I mean, I have forgotten to post the charity in that group. So we have an Excel link in our description of our WhatsApp group, where you can post your monthly charity wherever you have done, just the amount and for what cause. Could be education, could be medical, could be spiritual, could be food, anything, or COVID. For wherever you have donated, just write the amount and the name of the for what you donated. That's all. So just that, at least as a group, we know that can we create some good karma as a group. That this month we donated, say, 1 lakh rupees as a group. So it's a good feeling. That's about it. Just to make the entry so that at the end of the month we can say, oh, guys, our group has donated so much amount to to the world. It may not be big, but it is a contribution. It is some energy that goes out. All right. So it's only that that matters. All right. All right. Thank you so much for your patient listening.